if you haven't seen the 2024 documentary by now, The Shopping Conspiracy. So your algorithm will see how quickly you were clicking and liking things and recognize that you're getting fatigue from being on your device. And categorically, and they do not deny it, they will pop in a cat, a dog, something that is very happy and it makes you feel good again. And then you get a resurgence of energy and happiness and you continue on your doom scroll. And they take you back to something that you're either going to shop or do or buy or view. And it's part of their whole master plan. Welcome to another episode of Girls Gone Gritty. We are thrilled to be here and we hope that you enjoyed last week's episode. We've gotten feedback and some of you tuned in and maybe others tuned out because you were a little scared of the conversation, but we might need to go a little deeper next time.
Bottom line, the debate we were putting out there was, do you consider it cheating to use toys on your own? And what we got back as feedback is the men feel slightly intimidated that if a girl is using a toy in his absence, then she's replacing him and it takes away her desire to have sex because she's already fulfilled. And that's a tough situation because, men can do it relatively quickly and maybe they do it 5 times a day and have at it. Makes my job less.
There you go. Less stuff for us to do. We're good.
but I do understand the other way around because if it is taking away your desire and the connection in the relationship with your significant other, then maybe it's not a good idea to use your vibrator and other things often.
Which sort of leads us to our episode, which has zero to do with that, but has to do with the love that our animals can give us. Because sometimes they are a replacement for your spouse and you're like, I'm snuggling with my puppy dog
and
today.
Sometimes our spouses were like, I wish I could get as much love as Moose or Blue gets. And I understand that.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about that later in today's episode and the importance and the props that pets are getting on social media. And we might even have a famous pet in the house today. But before we get to that, far you have our top 3.
I sure do. Number 3, in Finland, they found out sometimes a little dirt is exactly what the body needs. Swapping rubber playgrounds for a simple dirt or forest floor leads to immune system boosts within just 1 year.
We have to go backwards in order to go forwards these days. We went from plastic playgrounds with plastic chips.
I think germs could stick to rubber. Yes. I'm rubber, you're glue. What sticks on me bounces off to you.
It's not fun to not rough and tumbled and getting dirty. That's the whole point. You had to come in and take a bath and you hated the bath, but you were dirty in your fingernails and toes and in every last little crevice of your body. And now it's so pristine that it's actually causing more issues because the kids don't have immune response.
Look at turf. Look what turf is doing, promoting injuries because cleats are getting stuck and it's not a natural surface and it's much easier to play a sport on grass with regards to injury control. Number 2, all aboard 2 more cruise ships quarantining at sea. Even Julie McCoy and Doc can't help this time.
All right. Well, this is crazy. I've never taken a cruise and I know people love cruises. I hate an exit strategy when I go out, but when I'm in a place, I want to be able to know I have an exit strategy. There is no exit strategy on these large
floating cesspools
cities that are just a petri dish for disease. If we take it backwards, we've got the MV Hondias. That is this hantavirus outbreak. And before that, we've had COVID-19. That was the Diamond and Grand Costa Magna. There were 3 boats. The norovirus is always everywhere. Anytime anybody goes on a boat, you're prime for stomach bug.
What's the name of the boat right now that has 1,700 people that are affected with the stomach virus off the coast of? My ambition would be the exact opposite.
Get in a lifeboat and gets ashore. And the influenza is always abounding. It's interesting that this all comes from an Italian word where when they had the plague, they made boats stay off dock for 40 days before they could come on when there was any kind of an outbreak. So it's an ancient practice that obviously we still need.
It's like what happened when you came to Ellis Island.
Yeah.
If you got off the ship and you had a cootie, they put you right back on. And you were,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. The last several headlines I've read that included anything about cruises were people that were stuck with an absolute catastrophe going on board. And sometimes even the rough seas. And you see like the topsy-turviness of all the tables and deck furniture. And
oh my God, what was that terrible documentary where it was the cruise from hell and they were trapped and all of the sewage came back? It was terrible.
I don't know.
It was terrible.
I will not be
thank
going
you. No,
on
thank
a cruise
you.
anytime soon.
No, thank you. But being on a boat it's a risk reward. You got to be careful when you're on a boat, no matter what.
Number one, not that this is any better. Murdoch, the murderer, gets away with a retrial after multiple financial crimes, being disbarred, and raising animals as sons.
It's really unfortunate because what happened in this case is that one of the juror workers thought they were helping by leaking some information. And her name is Becky Hill. And she thought she was going to get this person convicted and the right thing was going to be done.
She conveyed her opinion.
Great.
In a way that you can't.
You can't do that. You're innocent until proven guilty in this country. And I had to go back and read it. It was crazy. It's in 2021. This is what he was up for. Maggie, his wife, and his son, Paul, were killed at their hunting estate. And he was the one that found the bodies. But then if you continue to go back, he was convicted and sentenced in 2023 for this. So he's 3 years behind bars and other financial crimes. In 2019, his son, Paul, who was killed Mallory Beach on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, they had a housekeeper that fell down the stairs. And then
he collected the insurance policy. And his son also, it was like a hit and run disaster.
Yeah, the nursing student, Stephen Smith, maybe it was homicide. So it's just like,
his family's nuts.
Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. There's lots of stuff going on with this.
And it's an interesting Netflix series. He's serving 40 years for his financial crimes. And he had the law under his thumb because they were the big attorneys in town. So they figured out a way to really screw the system. And now they are screwed, hopefully. But the retrial is annoying. And it's a lot of tax dollars, time and money to go back to the drawing board. And some of the evidence or some things that had been used are no longer able to be used because of this mistrial or retrial.
It's so sad because the son and mom are dead. And here we are back at trial. Where's the justice?
That's the problem with the county clerk is she just does not want to see this guy get off. And she couldn't contain herself because she thinks he's such a scumbag. And there's a laundry list of crimes that have his name attached. And she insinuated something a little too much.
And I don't even know what the penalty is for her for that. I mean,
she's mortified.
It's like jury tampering.
And people are pissed,
you know.
You know,
that's rightly so.
It's a big deal.
And people gave all this time in their jury sequestering, and now they have to have a new jury and a new court date, and they got to go through it all over again. So
our top three were downers, but now we're going to move into happy land.
We are.
And a very interesting phenomenon that's happening with influencers and how social media accounts are going viral over minute things that might not even seem very important. But because of terrible news and the depressing feeds that you see, the one thing that puts a smile on pretty much everybody's face is when you come across an account that's loaded with pets, whether it be goats falling randomly. I crack up every time I see the goat Instagrams, and dogs and cats and whatever floats your boat, it's out there. And we just happened to do a little test with my own Moose Boyle, who is a very beloved pet, but has all of his family members in different places. And so they made a comment to me at one point, the family, Mom, you should create an Instagram account for Moose because one's in Australia, one's in New York, one's in Ohio, and they don't get to see him enough.
Sure.
So I decided to create an Instagram account, and literally the first couple of videos that I put out there for the world to consume, even though we had barely any followers, went viral. And I'm talking hundreds of thousands of views and shares. And all of a sudden, he's got more followers than Jen and I at Girls Gone Gritty. And we've been grinding for 2 years.
Low cost of entry, though. And when you start to peel back the why on the pets, it's the basic things that we all know. They're easy to love. They don't talk back. There's a likability and an almost baby-like quality about them when you see them with the big eyes. And they just love you no matter what. So it's a very easy like for people.
It's a quick dopamine hit of positivity. And when people are doom scrolling and all of a sudden they're like, God, I got to put the phone down. if there's more animals popping up, if you've showed interest in an account, now they're like flooding you with all these animal accounts because they want you to stay connected and on your device.
If you haven't seen the 2024 documentary by now, The Shopping Conspiracy, so your algorithm will see how quickly you are clicking and liking things and recognize that you're getting fatigue from being on your device. And categorically, and they do not deny it, they will pop in a cat, a dog, something that is very happy, and it makes you feel good again. And then you get a resurgence of energy and happiness, and you continue on your doom scroll. And they take you back to something that you're either going to shop or do or buy or view. And it's part of their whole master plan. It's so benign, cute, and great until you recognize that there's a great Oz behind the curtain that's actually orchestrating it. And it's why some of these can go so viral, because they recognize that they are also perfect for short form content. You'll watch a dog do something goofy 10 times and you'll laugh 10 times. The same laugh.
It's so true.
Everybody.
It's appealing to everybody. If you're an animal lover, it's appealing to everyone. I started his account on March the 28th with just a couple photos that I thought were really cute. And I realized that people aren't into photos. It is video. And the hook and grab is that it's not too long. That it's relatable, anybody that has a pet. And I finally started to figure out what people wanted to see. And on May the 8th, I had 3,210 likes, 567 shares, and 24,000 views. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's just being cute, snoring when he's getting loved by me. And I thought, okay, people like that. I wasn't blown away by those stats. And then I posted him eating a carrot. And I said, what would you do for a carrot? And I put a ring or a carrot. And that got 141,000 views and 19,500 likes and 4,274 shares. So after that, I thought, well, you know what? I'll just go through my reel because I take pictures of my dog every day because I love him and he's so cute. And then I hit the mother load. And it's not even something that I thought was sensational because it's something that he does to me every single day, but it's relatable. And we got 118,000 likes, 730,000 views, and 18,900 shares. And it just keeps going from there. We have never gotten that on Girls Gone Gritty. We would die if we went viral. That's what we're trying to do.
But the problem is that the short form content that we have, you have to have an opinion, and you also have to decide you like it or don't like it and actually engage with the pets.
It's easier to consume.
A cat, whether it's a dog, whether it's a gerbil, it doesn't matter. Shane immediately said and you follow this other dog. There's a dog.
Oh yeah, Truck.
I think it's in Michigan or something that Shane's been following for a long time. He's like, oh my God,
looks just like Moosey.
Just like Moose. And that is interesting because my kid doesn't need a dopamine hit. He's, beautiful 23-year-old with his whole life ahead of him. He's not, somebody who needs happiness, but
it's relatable.
Everyone needs the pets in their lives.
It's
just
why
like so many people have pets.
Like an moment. You're doom scrolling, and then all of a sudden you see this little face and it makes you happy, and then you get sucked in. And so now, because of Moose's page, every feed that he gets is another dog. So I'm following all these different dogs, and truly our dashboard that started on the 28th has had over 1 million views.
Crazy.
Which is absolutely crazy. So now we're
Girls Gone Doggy.
Girls Gone Doggy. Well, not like last week, but yes, animal. Yes. And we're doing a little test on accident because I'm managing multiple social media accounts. Sometimes I forget when I post on Girls Gone Gritty that I'm not posting on my personal page. And 2 days ago, I was on Moose's page and I didn't realize that I hadn't gone back to Girls Gone Gritty, and I posted something on Girls Gone Gritty on Moose's story. And immediately my kids are like, oh, no, you're not riding Moose's coattails. And I said, what are you talking about? And they're like, you posted Girls Gone Gritty on his story. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I erased it. And that's when I started thinking to try to cross cannibalize. I've had so many people reach out to Moose via DM wanting him to represent their leashes and collars and all these products. They want him to be an influencer already. So I haven't bought into that yet. But then we did come across an account that is Petco Bark. and they just showcase your animal. And, the best pictures are the best videos that you have.
Sure.
And we thought, oh, this is so cute. Why would we not do that to exploit moose a little bit more?
It's kind of like Sports Illustrated version of pets.
Right.
You'll see your pinup pet that, gets the most likes and views. And
it's fun knowing that people are enjoying him, because the comments that people are making about my chunker bunker, my piece of roast beef, I mean, it is so funny. So we looked at Petco Bark and said, okay, yeah, well, let me sign up. I would love to, just submit a couple pictures. And then we realized, as we took a deeper dive, that there was a cost affiliated with it. And the cost for like just one photo was nominal. Let's call it $15, and it would stay on her post forever. If you wanted more than one photo, then the price goes up. And also the relevancy of where you are on her posts, like it could be pinned. And then we realized, as we were clicking through these adorable dogs, that they're leading everybody to somebody's career, somebody's product page.
It's a little bit of clickbait.
It's clickbait, and it takes you from the dog that you are appreciating to where they really want you to land.
Yeah. And some of them are selling products, and some of them are fitness trainers, and some are nothing. They literally are just showcasing their dog. But it's interesting how they're leveraging the pet aspect of the entry point to getting you engaged in their other business.
Exactly.
And even Elon Musk said the short form video is the worst invention of this millennium. And
now we all have like ADD.
We know why, because
no attention span.
Right. And we want to watch hours of pet videos because it makes us happy, because we need happiness.
It's like, pet. You can just breathe.
And all these comments, all these short form videos, what are we really getting out of it?
We're feeding AI.
I guess so.
And whoever's stealing all of the content, because Jen is going to point out something. Go ahead. This is scary.
Well, if you're not paying attention to TikTok in specific, every time you have an update in an app or a platform, there's always new terms and conditions that you automatically sign up for by continuing to be on whatever platform or whatever it is. And what TikTok has done is you automatically now, with their new update, any video that you upload onto TikTok, they have the right to copy it and replicate it with AI. So you are automatically signing off on your name, image, and likeness. But now AI can do you better. And it can take you and tweak you just a little bit.
And your creativity.
All of it. And it's what Scarlett Johansson was mad about when they took her voice. And it's what Matthew McConaughey did to protect him. And Taylor Swift and all these famous people are seeing what the possibility is when they get written off planet. We covered it with Val Kilmer and what his estate's doing with the new movie.
So what do you have to do to protect yourself?
So you have to go back in and you have to change your settings. You have to opt out. And that's part of the problem. We never chose to opt in.
I know.
You have to opt out.
It's sneaky.
It's so sneaky.
I just realized when I was going through Moose's little Insta that his location permissions were off. And I was like, wait a minute. Instagram can tell where you are. Yeah. I didn't even realize that. But make sure if you have an Instagram that you go navigate in your settings. And if you don't want your child's, location to be revealed, make sure they have that turned off. It's almost like Snap Map.
Or your pets.
Where somebody can come steal your dog that they just fell in love with and yes us and say, I want that dog.
It's a scary situation when you recognize that all this technology that you're putting yourself out to a million people. When you said, when some people were commenting on your videos, they were like, oh, you're watching the Loyola game. They could figure out what you were doing while the video was playing.
They could hear that I was watching college lacrosse. And they even knew that it was the Hopkins game.
It's crazy.
People are very observant. They listen. At one point, I posted a photo of Moose eating the carrot. And I'll put my link up for Moose's little cute Instagram. But a guy all of a sudden DM'd me and he said, hey, what's on your toe? And he saw that I had a tattoo on my toe. People are really observant. They're taking in way more than what you think you're putting out there for people to consume.
People take things to the next level. And during the pandemic, I decided I didn't want to put myself on Facebook, and I found a little known app that is no longer. It was called Periscope, because I wanted people to be able to find me if they knew. So I would market myself, and people had lots of things to say. And that's the problem when you open yourself up to social media.
He was doing free yoga and Pilates classes while we were all trapped in our homes. If you knew that she was on Periscope, you could find her and she would do 2 or 3 classes a day.
9 a.m. yoga. I did a 5 p.m. dance party and 8 p.m. meditation for 5 months during the pandemic consistently when we were in lockdown. But I had to turn off a lot of the comments because you get beautiful comments, you get terrible comments. And I did like it because it did not share location information and stuff like that. But I do think you got to be careful because
it's sneaky.
And people love pets.
Well, now everybody knows that Moose can let himself out my front door. He can go right down to the mailbox and wait for the mailman and for the FedEx truck and anybody else like stranger danger that wants to offer him a cookie or something.
I know.
It's frightening. He does have a doggy collar that would zap him, but I don't know. For a big Brontosaurus burger, he might just rip through the line.
I think that's a lot of dogs. I mean, hello.
We're worried about a car pulling up with candy and puppies.
It's true for the kids.
It's very true.
But it's okay. It's okay. We're just going to clip to a dog video where he's wagging his tail and being happy, and you're going to feel better.
That is so true. Well, I think that can tee us up for our fantastic Got Grit Award.
Getting jiggy with it.
And it happens to be a country. Croatia is one of the few countries that deploy specially trained dog lifeguards during the summer who work alongside human lifeguards. And it's golden retrievers, Labradors, and Newfies who are strong, who have an incredible sense in the water and have stamina. And they know exactly what to do when they hear a specific whistle. And they go into the water with the buoy and swim as fast as they can. I would definitely hold on to a dog in the water and have them pull me out because the endurance they have and the strength, it's fantastic. I think this should be worldwide. Let these dogs serve a purpose, get exercise, and at the same time, do what they're supposed to do. They're retrievers.
Yeah.
They want to go retrieve. If they can save a life in the process, retrievers, Labradors, and Newfies are the ones that they cater to.
Yeah, because they're in their body, in their way of being. It's part of their breed, and they love people. I mean, they're people dogs too.
They're people dogs.
They are people dogs.
Would not be a bulldog.
Yeah.
Well,
he might get you out of the shallows, or he might run you over.
Yeah.
So, you know,
he could do a great cannonball.
Yeah. So we haven't talked about my dog because he does not have an Instagram page, but Blue is a 14-year-old lab, and he'd probably lick you to death at this point. That's about it. He's a lover. He does not like to go in the water, and neither does his mama. So we got no problem there.
Oh, well, we're going to share some pictures of Moose and Blue because they are besties and brothers. And Blue used to lead the way. For Moose, he was Obi-Wan Kenobi for a very long time. And now Moose is leading the charge. But the respect that the two have for each other is so cute. Blue just stayed with us for 5 days, and Moose gave up his position looking out the front door where he's able to let himself come and go, relocated it to Blue so that Blue could be, the big man.
He gave the older dog the respect that he deserved.
He sure did. But I will tell you this. Blue beat him to the curb when he saw the FedEx truck.
Awesome.
So he has
the glucosamine's working, and he's now on doggy Advil. So it's all happening.
It's really funny, the relationships that our dogs have with other people that we don't even know about. I was walking Moose in the woods. I went on a hike, and a guy that was walking past me goes, "Oh my God, is that Moose Boyle from North Rahalian Drive?" And I was like, yeah. And he goes, "I'm your mailman."
Well, at least it's that.
And he was like, I substitute sometimes for like our regular. And he's like, I love him. It's cute because people that are animal lovers go out of their way to have relationships with other people's dogs, and Moose has relationships with people all over the neighborhood. It's really sweet.
That's really sweet.
So for fun, if you guys have a pet that you are enamored and in love with, and you want your child to be in a benign Instagram platform, it could be cute to do as a family. Get your family Instagram for animals going, and it's a way to like showcase them forever. Moose isn't perfectly documented, but it's a cute thing to do, and I find enjoyment. And under the little blurb about Moose, I said for a smile a day, see what Moose is up to.
Oh, that's so cute. On that note, for a smile a day, time in life when you need an animal hug and an animal to make you feel better. And sometimes lyrics can do the same thing. And there are situations in communities all across the country every day that happen, and we need some uplifting music. And this song to me is just a beautiful thing to remember that words can make an impact. When you try your best, but you don't succeed, When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired, but you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. And the tears come streaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone, but it goes to waste. What could be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones. And I will try to fix you.
Oh, so beautiful. Chris Martin, Coldplay. He wrote this when Gwyneth Paltrow was really mourning her dad. And it's a song that can be applied to anything and everything. It's a beautiful ballad. It haunts your body.
It does. And especially as a mother, when your kids and people that you love are hurting. I'm a problem solver and somebody who got a very flowchart brain. And I'm like, okay, what's the problem? Let's fix it. And sometimes you can't. And
music heals.
It does.
This song could heal you. If you need quiet time and you don't want to hear anybody, just listen to the words. It really does get inside of you and it helps fix. I've listened to this song when I'm mourning.
Yeah.
Because I want to be fixed.
And it's up tempo.
It is.
And it
beautiful.
picks up and it does so many things to repair. So
Great
hopefully we're helping you be fixed and loved and you're wagging your tail by the end of the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to Girls Gone Gritty. And we look forward to seeing you again next week.
And we will be sharing all kinds of links and photos of Moose and some other accounts that have befriended us. We did have a special guest on set today. However, he could not fit up here with us.
What's going to happen?
So we're going to share some of the photos of us trying to make that happen because Moose comes downstairs often into our
Bring It On
Studios. He tries to kind of be in the mix, but he's a little low.
But he does hop in the car with me sometimes when I pull in, when I open the door. If I don't open the door and get out fast enough, he'll hop into my car because he thinks he's going for a walk.
So yeah, we're going to share some stuff with you and we look forward to seeing you next Thursday.
Awesome.
Bye.
Peace.